And we are live. Welcome back to Pistons Jack Fan Reacts. So we've got a very, very fun game in the end to talk about. If you want to come up and talk Pistons hoops, I've got Maddie joining me from live at LCA in just a second. Then we have Tom joining. Then I have John joining from Switzerland. So we've got a few people lined up. But if you want to jump on today, whether it's your Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, and talk about a pretty fun game in the end, please DM me now. But I'm going to get Maddie up straight away because he is coming to us live from LCA. Maddie. Oh, you're on mute, my man.
Okay, here we go. What up, Jack? What up, Jack?
Man, let's go. So you are the first person to jump on the stream live from the stadium. Let's go.
From LCA. Still got fans in attendance.
Man, talk to me about the game, the atmosphere. How you feeling?
Well, man, we were bummed Cade didn't play, I'll tell you that. But Ron Holland more than made up for it. That's for sure.
Man, Ron Holland and Marcus Sasser, that's the reason the Pistons won.
Definitely. Man, they had this crowd hype, I can't lie. Ron Holland was on the ground for every other play, man. I love how he plays.
No, Ron, I reckon he hit the floor like 10 times in that second half. Like, he even got his own rebound off a free throw and put it back. Like, he was everywhere.
He's on the other end of a flagrant foul and everything.
Man, so what about you? Are you just waiting? Are you lining up for something, or are you just chilling in the concourse?
I'm just chilling right now. I guess a lot of people are lining up to take a free throw.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. They still got a lot of people here.
Whereabouts did you sit tonight?
Where was I? I was in row 3. I think section 102. So I was like right behind the basket when it started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're nice and close.
Yeah, it was decent seats, that's for sure.
Man, how'd you get those seats?
Hey, stuff home came through clutch. That's all I can
say. That's awesome, man. So, look, I just quickly for those that might have missed the game, Ron Holland tied his career high with 26 points. Marcus Sasser had 20 points in the second half alone, I'm pretty sure. Played the whole second half.
Yeah, man, we needed him, that's for sure.
Like, is there just any thoughts on Marcus Sasser? Like, that, I just think that man's a bucket.
Man, when we came to this game and I seen it was no Cade, Tim Hardaway Jr., I was like, this is a Sasser breakout game right here. I didn't think him and Holland would have a game like that, but
no, they were incredible. Like, just Marcus Sasser, hit so many. Like, the Pelicans, I think, got up by 5 points, 6 points, and I think we were all starting to feel like, oh wow,
right,
are they just
the crowd was nervous, that's for sure. We're like, come on, man, we gotta get a stop.
Yeah, and that's when Sass hit a couple of shots to get it back to kind of even, and I just feel like he hit those shots at a time where nothing was going the Pistons' way. The Pelicans couldn't miss from deep. Like, man, how many threes did those guys hit where it's just like, oh, are you serious?
We were all like, who are these guys?
Bro, you know, in the third quarter, I think they missed 3 shots, maybe 4. The entire quarter.
Yeah, that third was rough. It was really rough.
No, it was rough. Was there anything else from being at the game tonight that stood out? Like, were you there when JD had on Ivy's jersey in the warm-up?
Yeah, I got there early, and I got a good pick of it or whatever. That was cool to see him warming up in Ivy's jersey like that.
Was there? Because I pretty much just woke up and turned this game on because it's really early here. Was there any reason in particular he wore that people know of, or was he just wearing it to support JI?
I think just to support JI or whatever, because that was crazy to see him come out with his jersey on.
Yeah, it looked a little small, man. It literally looked like it was JD's jersey.
For real.
But Maddie, man, any other thoughts from you, bro? About being at the game? You going to any games upcoming?
This will probably be my last game I can make it to before playoffs. I'm gonna try to go to playoffs for sure. But yeah, this is just an awesome game. It was great to see Ron Holland play like that, and it was great to see Marcus Sasser play.
I want to ask you this: how good do you think Ron Holland can be after seeing that game tonight?
Man, him going to the rim, he looks unstoppable sometimes. There's nothing you can do with him, and his finishing ability is just so good.
I could not agree more. Like him getting downhill, getting into the paint, like it just feels like an automatic 2 points. Like that entire second half, I only wanted the ball in him and Sassa's hands, which is like,
Exactly.
you know what? Like, did you feel the same?
Yeah, see, like Schroeder, he kind of had an off game. So,
Yeah.
man, anytime it hits Sassa, I'm like, all right, come on, let's do something. Let's do something.
Literally, man. No, those two were so good. And first and second year players. Like, I know the Pelicans were missing some guys as well, but we're missing
Right,
Cade, THJ. So, man, I'm
yeah,
just so happy
exactly.
they got a win for you, bro, while you're in the building.
Right, man. We're like, man, they got to get this done.
I know. I would have been scared to go on Pistons Twitter or Pistons socials if they lost, but we got a win. And how good just from
Right,
the two young guys. It's awesome.
for real. To see them carry us like that was awesome.
I think that'll help them and their confidence grow even more as well.
Right.
Like, super. Like, I mean, Pelicans, like I said, aren't very good, but I think we all leave this game feeling like really good about this team again because the young guys lead them to that win. They fought through a Pelicans team that couldn't miss. So that was a fun game.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. Glad we got the dub and glad we can pull that out.
Exactly, my man. Well, Matty, thanks for jumping on straight after the game, man.
Yeah, no
Did you go by yourself or you got someone with you?
I'm with my wife and her uncle.
Oh, got you. I met your wife, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't meet your uncle though. It was just, but that's awesome, bro. Happy for you.
Yep. And shout out to you, Jack, man. Love the community you built and just keep going, bro, for real.
Man, you're a legend. You know how much I appreciate you and all your support. You go above and beyond with the donations, man. So thank you so much for part of the community. And yeah, man, I really appreciate you.
Yep, no problem, bro.
All right, man. We'll talk very soon.
For sure. All right, man.
Let's go, bro. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Yep. Let's go, Pistons.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, what a legend. Speaking of legends, we got another one here. We got Tom. Nice and early. Oh, sorry. I think I muted you, Tom. Or maybe you've muted yourself.
I muted myself. Sorry.
Oh, man.
My God. I love Maddie's energy. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock here. 7:04 a.m. About after this, I'm going to get ready for work. But come on.
Well, how good. We were saying to each other, we're like, we both got up early for this game. We can't start on Monday with an L.
Oh my God. If we started this Monday with an L to the Pelicans, oh, that would have been such a disaster. But I'm so glad we pulled out this win. I'm so happy.
How are you feeling? Like I'm like buzzing after that. That was so fun. There was some moments in that third where I was like, oh, I was like going a bit silent and just a bit like, uh-oh. But Marcus Sassa, Ron Holland, literally like split the game ball in half and give it to those two because they were incredible.
They were absolutely incredible. Like with you, like I woke up at obviously at 4 a.m. and I saw the notification that Cade's out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a bummer. But still, it's an opportunity for our young players to have more playing time. So I was like, all right, we can get this win against the Pelicans. And in the third quarter, they couldn't miss any shots. I think that continued until the fourth. So I was like, okay, come on, make them miss, make CJ miss. But that Ron Holland, such a dog. Marcus Sasser, another dog. Dog Pound Jr. It was crazy. It was really fun to watch. Like I had so much fun.
No, it was so. I'm like, like they beat the Pelicans by 6 points. The Pelicans obviously aren't very good, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Cade was out, part of me was a little bit relieved just because of the trap game that they had in Dallas, and I was just like, this is a bit of another trap game. So at least if Cade isn't there, it's like there's a bit of pressure off just for me as a fan. But I always want to see him play. Because I think I was just still. I'm feeling good about the team, but I was like, if Cade's not there, there's not as much pressure to win. But you always want Cade to play. But man, like you said, Dog Pound Jr. There's some other players maybe we can talk about, but just the timeliness and the maturity from Sass and Ron Holland was just like you said, so excited. Just makes you so happy about this team. Like it's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yes. Like, I was so proud of like how Sasser, he didn't get much playing time in the last after Dennis Schroeder came to the team, but when he got the playing time opportunity today, he like really showed out. Like, I think JB Bickerstaff in the post game conference really gave us flowers to Sasser and Ron, but especially in the way that Sasser always stayed ready. And Ron, my God, when he gets that ball in the fast break, when he just goes down on downhill, you can't stop him. Like I know the Pelicans, they're not really a very good defensive team, and especially their defensive center is Matkovic, who was fouled out in like less than 20 minutes. Kelly Olynyk is not gonna stop. I love Kelly, but he's not gonna stop Ron Holland like driving to the basket. It was crazy to watch. It was really fun. Like
It
it
was
was
so
really fun.
fun. Like some of his finishes, like in
Hmm.
transition, like you said, like I just feel like he's an automatic 2 points. But tonight, felt like in the half court, obviously he got going.
You're
Like
right.
and the 6 assists. I don't know if I mentioned that off the top, but that's a career high for
Career
Ron
high,
as
right?
well.
Yeah.
Yep. So like 5 of those came in the first half, and just even like him, I think I want to shout out Hunter Patterson from the Athletic who asked JB about Ron's passing and the drive and kicks he had, mainly in that first half, and just the maturity that takes. Like that's huge from Ron because like the version of Ron who sometimes struggles is the one that just rushes and gets a bit of tunnel vision,
Right,
but he
right.
was making the right reads for the most part. Like if he knocked down his free throws, Tom, he's getting the 30. Like
You know, like when he got to the free throw line with 24 seconds left in the game, he was 1 point shy of tying his career high and 2 points shy of like making a new career high. And when he missed the first, I was so frustrated. Like I wanted him to get that career high. You know what I'm saying? Like that was I really wanted him to get to 30. He missed a lot of free throws, but I think he's gonna get to clean that up. And another player I want to give flowers to is JD. Like first quarter, I believe he had like 17 points. First half, I mean, 17
yeah,
points, like 7 rebounds or something. And I think you tweeted that it was his career high for a half. Was that
in
right?
a half. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was,
Previous was like 16.
yeah, he really brought the energy in the first half. And Ron and Marcus really carried it over the second half. And I also liked Lindy Waters in the short minutes that he played. Like he had a great move, great three off the catch, like off the movement catch, and he had a really great save. Like it was
Yeah.
in the right side corner. Like it was, I thought it was a turnover for 100%, but he really threw that ball under the basket for a great assist, and that was beautiful to see. I really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I liked his 6 minutes. I think Sass ended up taking all of those Waters minutes in
Yeah,
the second half because they couldn't take him out. So I don't think anyone who looks at the box score and or only watched the first half, like Waters just didn't play because Sass was like incredible in the second half. They couldn't take him out. So, but I'm with you. I actually, for anyone that missed it, I did tweet out both those plays from him because I was like that
hmm,
pass, especially like I want to say it was Dennis who like threw it ahead and it was
yeah,
just
it
a
was
bit above
Dennis.
Waters. And I was like, oh no, he's gonna fumble this out of bounds or at least step out. But no, he like maintained like his balance and somehow like threw this dime to Tobias under the rim.
Yeah,
So and that
that was
three you
really
talk
good.
about coming off the screen, the baseline screen, like that looks so clean.
Right?
That looked like
That
you,
was
Tom. That looked like you, Tom. Yeah. It's like, is that Tom Hurry out there in a Pistons jersey?
come on.
It's
No,
so smooth.
that reminded me of like Malik Beasley off the movement three. It was really smooth. There was nothing forced with it, and his jump shot so clean and so like you expect it to go in. Like it was really good. Like I get why he has so many fans. Like in Golden State, like his previous teams, like fans really like him. And I see why that girl in that viral video really liked him. Do you know do you know which video I'm talking about Lindy
Yeah,
Waters?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I've seen that like
Uh,
so much, and I just somehow don't think it's real
I
every
feel
time.
I feel so bad for the guy if that was real.
Yeah, but her actual
We're
boyfriend.
going off topic.
Hey, that's what this stream's about. We talk about anything that has a Pistons tie. And there's a Pistons tie in there.
Yeah.
But no, Lindy Waters, I liked his minutes.
Mhm.
I mean, I thought it was nice to see Stu knock down a three. I feel like
Oh
we
yeah,
all
that
every
feels
time
so good.
when he hits a three, we're all like, "Come on," because we want that part of his game to keep continuing to come back and be more consistent. Um,
Yeah, like especially with Stu, like I noticed that he doesn't really take like the threes from the wings or the corners anymore. He usually takes them in the transition, top of the key,
yeah,
and it's I don't have the numbers for it obviously, but whenever he shoots that, I felt it went in most of the times he took these transition threes from the top of the key. I think a lot of them
like
went in.
yeah,
Like,
no, I feel like that's the three at least that JB's told him you can take is like you said, that trail three, whether it's like
mhm,
transition or like semi-transition where they're like kind of coming down, and he's wide open. But yeah, I still like with Shoes 3, like I don't think it's been that big of a deal this season, but I think like I would like to see it. I'm not sure he's gonna get back
same.
to like he was at like nearly 5 attempts last season,
When
but
he was a power
even if
forward, right?
yeah, so I don't think we're ever gonna see that again while he's a backup center, but I would like to see him get back to at least one a game or maybe
You're right.
two. But I think that probably isn't happening this season. But where are you at with his three ball?
I really like. I trust it. I'm with you. I wish he takes one or two a game, but he also has a really good game. Like he has good hook shot now. Like he always had it,
Yeah.
but he really makes good use of it these games. I think he was really good in the a role today. He did miss a hook shot, but I really trust him to score in the low post when he gets it. Like when Cade or anyone else finds him lo- in a good position down the post. I really like his chances of scoring. I love Stu.
Yeah,
Like,
I
Stu's really good. He's really
no,
good.
I couldn't agree more, Tom. I think like
Right?
the hook shot for him this season has gotten way better. He's just finishing and touch around the basket. Like sometimes it does look a bit awkward if he's not doing a hook,
Yeah.
he'll do like two-handed like shot, but
Right.
like he's been so much more efficient at it. Sometimes he'll get the ball stolen in the post if they send a double, but for like I think his touch has improved a heap and like enough
You're
as
right.
well to where like let's prioritize that over him taking threes for sure.
Yeah, I think that experience really helped him. Like, he doesn't really rush his hook shots in the post anymore. Like before,
Yeah.
he used to like just flail around like when he was a rookie or something. But right now he's really like focused. I can tell he's not in a rush and he's confident. So I really appreciate how it's one of the best things about being a fan of the Pistons of a young team because you continually see them improving every single game, every single season. And like during his rookie season, he didn't have this, but he can do it now. Like every single game, even Ron today, like when
Yeah.
he made that three from the corner, I think it felt so good.
That's when I was like, "Oh, he's on." And he's made now actually, he only made 1 against the Mavs, but he basically made 2. His foot was on the line, but I guess it
Yeah,
also but still
40
a 3 in
wins.
back-to-back games. Like, well, that's improvement, and that 3 he hit in the 4th was huge. That was a
It
really
was
big
huge.
time 3.
Yes, yes. Jack,
So
we have 40 wins.
I was just gonna go there,
40.
you read my
How
mind.
That's
It's
like
crazy.
nine more wins than the last two seasons combined. And we have 10 more games to go. That's crazy.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think I saw so they're 2 wins away from having the first winning record or the second winning record
Hmm.
season in like 15 years. I think it was might even be 16 or
Wow.
17 since '08 maybe. Because I
And
think the last time they made the playoffs in
we
'09,
were
they
41,
still only
41. Oh, wait. I think during the Blake
29
season.
sorry, I'm getting us confused here. I
Okay.
was gonna
Yeah.
I'm confusing us, but yeah, the Blake season they were 41 and 41. So
Hmm.
technically, I'm not counting that as a winning season because they weren't above 500. But
Right.
so they've only had 2016, and then I think the last time they had a winning season was like '08. So I know they made the playoffs in '09, but I think they were below 500 that year. So
Wow.
anyway, how exciting though. I'm confusing us all here.
We're
Sorry.
here, man. We're here. Like,
It,
oh my God. And we said this a lot of times, but this season seems sustainable. And I think we're only going to
yeah,
get better from here. And
yeah.
I think you asked the question to Maddie, like, where do you see potential of Ron Holland in the future? But I think if he develops that 3-point shot more, he could and should be our starting like two guard of the future. Like he's that good. I think he's just 19 years old. That man is 19. So um the way he's improving, he's playing the game the right way. If he just improves his three ball more, I think he's gonna be the best partner to Cade. And just one more thing, because I'm talking a lot, but Sar
No, you're
Thompson, I
good.
think Asar Thompson, I think he has to avoid those unnecessary fouls in the first. Like he had three really quick fouls, which all of them could have been really avoided. Like it was really bad fouls. So I when I saw that Cade was out, I kind of wanted to see Asar Thompson playmake because the last time Cade was out, Asar Thompson really dominated with the playmaking. He really showed out like his vision. He was running pick and rolls. He was being the main playmaker. But this game with the foul trouble, he didn't really get the chance to do that. So that was kind of
Yeah,
frustrating. But yeah.
I was no, I like that you brought that up because Detroit pissed me off. I like the name.
Oh,
Suko. Asar continues to get into
it's
foul trouble. Hopefully, he figures this out before the playoffs. He's invaluable for us, and I think I like what you mentioned as well. Like he kind of missed out on an opportunity tonight to have more of those ball handling reps because he definitely would have gotten them if he didn't take
right.
himself out of the game. He only plays 9 minutes. I think as well, Marcus Sasser and the way Ron were playing took away from him getting any minutes in that fourth quarter.
You're right.
And he obviously was in foul trouble in the first half. Then he must have got his fourth sometime in the third, and that was
Yeah,
the
he got
last
it
time
really
he saw him.
quick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got to rein that in, like, because there's been plenty of discussion around his minutes from fans, and I think most of it's valid. Um, just in terms of him needing to play more than at least 20 minutes, but you know, none of that matters if he's just going to take
Yeah.
himself out of the game with like silly fouls. I didn't see all three of those in the first quarter, but I saw one of them, and it was like at the 10-minute mark of the first. I think it was his second. I'm like, come on, man. Like, but
Yeah,
hopefully
I
he
like
learns
that.
from that. He
Yeah.
will. But yeah,
I saw Eric Vincent tweet out that Asar really needs a lot of development in the offensive and defensive aspects than most fans think. And I kind of agree with him. Like we have the idea of Asar right now is much better than the player that he is right now. Like so I know and I know that he will get there, but he's not there yet. So he really needs to clean up some mistakes and he needs to like make some improvements here and there. So yeah, and I think he's the second highest ceiling player of our players. So I really hope everything
yeah.
he figures out everything soon. Yeah.
No, for sure. I agree. He's just too good defensively for this team. Like there's Keith Black Trudeau always tweets it out.
Hmm.
Something like that when Nassar plays more than 20 minutes, they've got some crazy record. And when he plays less than 20, they're like they might be below
Yeah, I saw that.
500.
Yeah.
So, um, like he's too valuable to the team's success. And some of the minutes thing has been a JB decision. I think JB is just trying to lean into offense when he's not playing Asar. But
Hmm.
they need his defense. But if he's just going to consistently pick up these like frustrating fouls, he has no one else to blame but himself. But he'll learn from it. And I agree, he does
Yeah.
have the second highest ceiling. Although I'm not going to lie, but Ron's
Ron.
some of this stuff we see from Ron, like the
That's
offense,
crazy.
like Ron will. I say this, and this isn't even a knock on Ron. He'll never have the defensive potential Asar has because it's pretty much just Asar
Yes.
and a man who have that defensive
Yes. It's
potential.
different. They're different.
And
Yeah.
Wemby,
They're different.
it goes like Wemby in a tier of his own. I feel like then you've got like,
Sarah, man.
yeah,
Uh,
those two together. Just in terms of potential, like I know Jaren Jackson's like elite, but just potential wise and how much like they're freaks, like. But like Ron offensively as well, like. But I'm with you. Asar's potential's crazy. Um, Anywhere else you want to go, Tom? Any thoughts on any of the other players? I
uh,
thought Tech hit some key threes in the first quarter.
he did. He did. Yeah. Tech had a
Which is all,
he had a decent game. He didn't have a bad game. Like I noticed that Tech has been more consistent as of late, especially after that the Pelicans game where he had 20 plus. Like I
yeah.
think he's been more reliable than the first half of the season. So I think it's a very good stride for him, like at the right time of the season. And and one more thing on Nassar. In the third quarter, I believe they used Nassar more as a screener in the pick and roll. And then he had like two straight plays where he got the ball from Dennis and he drove and he got the foul from the opponent. And if he develops if that part of his game develops, I think it's gonna be unstoppable because when he gets the ball on the move as a screener in the pick and roll, you cannot stop him going to the rim, and he's very smart enough. He's smart enough to make short roll passes to the corner and just be a playmaker. So I think that's a very good place to use him, not in the corners as a screener. Yeah, and yes,
Yep.
40 wins. We're here.
How good. 40 wins.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
let me
crazy.
ask you this. I think we on the subscriber only stream the other day, we were looking ahead in the schedule, but
Ah,
I just want to. Sorry, I thought I had the schedule here. Give me one moment because I just want to get a
yeah, sure.
prediction for this week. Do you know who we're playing this week? I know we have the Cavs. Because I want to figure out when we're getting this win number 42 because I
our
think,
winning season.
yeah, I mean they're
I
going to win more than 42. I'm just saying, like, are we going to be a winning team in the next couple of days? So they've got. Here we go.
believe
They play.
so.
Oh, okay. They play the Spurs next on
Spurs,
Tuesday night
Cleveland.
at home, and then they have the Cavs. Well, we have a few days break. That's actually there we go. So they play
Yeah.
the Spurs next Tuesday night, then the Cavs on Friday night, then the Timberwolves on the road. That's next Sunday.
Uh,
Couple of
I think this Friday night in EST, I think that's when they're gonna get to 42. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're the second best team now in the league, behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not sure after their win tonight, but they've been shaky. And I think after that, I think we're gonna get a huge win in San Antonio. We're gonna pick it up, and I think we're really gonna have a good game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think that win is gonna give us like the motor, the energy. Like I hope he keeps on to the playoffs because I think if we get the win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's gonna give the Pistons the confidence that they can hang on with any team, they can beat any team, and that's gonna be crucial for the playoffs.
I agree. No, absolutely. And I've if I'm looking at these three games, I think they go 2-1, and I think they actually win the Cavs game.
Exactly.
I think they beat the Spurs. The Cavs Timberwolves, so I had to pick one. For some reason, I think the Cavs, like, we're just due for a win against the Cavs, like, to start with. It's at
Mhm.
home. Obviously, we're both assuming Cade's back for the next game against the Spurs, but just feel like Cade, there's always something there with Mobley, even though I think the conversation's over about,
It's
like,
over.
it's over. It's done. It was done like a month ago, but like like completely done. It's always been done for us as fans, but I think even nationally now, no one's questioning who was the number one pick
Yeah,
in that draft. But I think we get a dub against the Cavs. I do. And I
yeah.
think the Timberwolves game, maybe they drop that one. It's on the road, but could go 3-0.
Oh, just one last thing. Yesterday, I played basketball, and there was this guy who saw that I'm a Pistons fan because I had Pistons gear all over me, and he was like, "Oh, Pistons have been having a good season, but I think Jalen Green's better than Kate Cunningham." That's what he said. I was like,
Ah, how
that got me
many has he
so pissed.
what over under how many games of NBA has he watched this season? 3.5.
Exactly. So I was like, look up his stats. He's been better than him every point, like in every. Oh, no, but I was so pissed. Like,
You
anyways,
probably just saw the Jalen Green poster on Cade from November or
he's a
whatever it was.
he's a casual. Like, ugh, that pissed me off so
That's
much.
cra that's crazy. I didn't did we see you did you post any clips of you hooping, or were you just filming people? I thought I saw
I
on your
filmed my
Instagram.
friends. I filmed my
Yeah,
friends like yeah
I was like,
playing. I
"That's not
didn't
Tom
like
shooting." I was waiting for
I
you to
didn't
clip
film
it
myself.
yourself.
No, it's like if I bring out a camera when I'm playing basketball, it's gonna be like, whoa, that guy's gonna like post his highlights. It's gonna it's I don't know.
I think, Tom, we we need to get you
I'm
a
shy.
tripod, set up the camera. If we're ever
I
playing
actually
basketball, I'm filming you.
someday in Detroit, someday.
I think it definitely will happen someday for sure. But Tom, how good? 40 wins, like you said. Ron Holland's a future. Marcus Sass is a bucket. No Cade. They still win.
Great
Awesome
win.
game. Our Mondays, we are set up for an awesome week now.
Yes.
But yeah, Tom, thanks for joining, man. Enjoy your day at work, and I'm sure we'll
All
have you
right.
back on here in the next few games.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jack, for having me. Bye, guys.
Appreciate you, Tom. All right. Going to bring up John in just a moment. Uh, Thank you to everyone in the chat. It's popping today. Sometimes I'm never sure for these Sunday afternoon games or early Monday games how many people will show out. But as Sean says, if you could hit that like button, it just helps the stream get pushed into more feeds and help grow this community. So thank you, Sean, for that message. I've been favoriting some comments here to go through at the end of the stream, but I'm going to bring up my man, John, who I'm sure is absolutely buzzing after his favorite player's career game in Ron Holland. How are we feeling, bro?
Man, this is what it's all about. You know, it might be the end of March. It might be fake basketball because the games don't really matter anymore. But it is a Ron Holland legacy game. That's what I'm here for. That's what I watch basketball for. Man.
I love it because you've been I saw your comments.
Yo, I've been
Ron Holland
manifesting. I'm
54,
manifesting.
and you manifested it like him having a career best game with those comments. So I'll
I'm
just
still
give you the
manifesting the
floor.
50-point game. We're
It's
gonna
gonna
get it.
happen. It's gonna
Let's
happen
see.
for sure. Just share your thoughts on his game. I know you would have. Did you watch the whole game? I'm sure you did, but yeah, far away. I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
I watched the whole game. I wanted to watch. Yeah, just for some context, I wanted to come on after both Wizards games. I fell asleep during both of them.
I know you did. I think the first time you were like, "Sorry, I fell asleep," and then the second time,
I just
I was
gave
just
up,
like, "I
man.
know you fell asleep," and because
I
they
fell
lost that second one, so I was like, "I don't." If I was John, I'd be going to bed as well.
No, the first one I fell asleep during like the third quarter, and
Yeah.
I fell asleep before the second one even started. I didn't even watch the second of the second one that we lost. So I missed both of them. But now I finally stay. It's an early game. It's not even 12 p.m. yet. It's not even 12 yet. So it's a good time for me to actually watch some basketball. Man,
That's
Ron Holland legacy game. That's what I do, man. That's what I'm here for.
He looked so good though. Like it was. I know like the Pelicans aren't very good, and I had that same thought. I was like, "Oh, this is literally March basketball. Like both
Yo,
team star players are out."
this is
But I
not
was
real
like,
basketball, but
I'm, I'm so used to like the Pistons as well, us being like having like 16 wins and at this stage of season. But we're in the playoff hunt, obviously. But like I thought, even though the Pelicans didn't have their best team, they're not very good. Like some of the plays he made, just some of those drives and how he got his buckets was still like very impressive. Like it wasn't like he would just all transition fast break layups or something like that. Like it was all really impressive, I thought.
yeah, definitely. Like obviously he's like insanely good in transition for a rookie, but just the cutting. I feel like if you just compare it to like the start of the season, you see how much better he got. Because at the start of the season, he would just like try to put his head down, run into the traffic, and then he's just going to get stuck. Either just put up a horrible shot or try to somehow get it out and turn the ball over. But he's not really doing that much anymore. Today, I think he had like 6 assists. You know, he really got
Yeah.
them driving kicks today. He had 5 assists in the first half. He had 2 more assists than his career high in his first half. In the first half already, and he dropped 6 assists without any turnovers, which I think that's the biggest part. Because usually Ron has like, if he plays it off, he has 2 turnovers like that. But today he had like pretty clearly, I think a career high minutes. I checked in the middle of, I checked like at the
Oh yeah,
half.
30. He played 36. Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, his career high minutes was like 28.
Wow, I missed
Because
that.
I checked, yeah, it was 28 in the overtime game against the Bucks, I think. Because I checked at the half because I was thinking like, yo, I'm seeing the Ron Holland game, I'm seeing the assists. I might need to check the career highs.
No, he like 36 minutes. I mean, the only thing was just not hitting those free throws. But like you said, 0 turnovers. Like that's huge because I feel like even sometimes when he's playing really well, he will like in that Dallas game, right? He was. I'm not sure if you got to watch it, but he was awesome in
No.
end of the first quarter and the second, like he had scored 10 points in the first half, I think. Had a couple of assists, but then he started to kind of force things because he felt like he had it going. Whereas tonight, he, from memory, didn't force anything. Got to the free throw line. Even his 3-point attempts, he obviously hit one huge one, but I thought they were all decent 3-point attempts. Like Pelicans weren't defending him, but he was just like played in like under control. As well as having the awesome stat line and missing only like 3 shots. Like that's, like you said, 0 turnovers, and just the way he looked, I was like, oh, holy shit. Like this guy, this is like the vision they see for him being like potentially like a number 2 guy alongside Cade, with like the way he can score in the paint and that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, he looked absolutely like amazing. Well, he obviously didn't have like the best defender on him, but he looked so amazing. They could not stop him no matter what they did. At some point in like the late third, it just felt like just give the ball to Ron. The ball is gonna end in the bucket somehow, unless he gets to the free throw line. Then he's not making them. But when I watch Pistons games, I feel like nobody ever makes free throws, so it's not that bad.
All the key ones. They actually got to the line a heap tonight. They had 40 free throws, 16.
The free throw, we had like 25 more free throws than them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like they couldn't miss a 3, but we were getting a heap of free throws.
Yeah, like it feels good to be on the other side. That's all I'm saying. It feels good to be on the other side.
And any thoughts on Marcus Sasser? I thought he, like Ron kind of closed the game and was awesome, but I thought when the Pelicans were making their run and got ahead by like 5 or 6, like Sass was the one who hit the shots to get him back to level. Like he was massive tonight.
Yeah, like Marcus Sasser he's just a bucket. Like just pure hoops. It's insane. He just gets to his spot so smooth. He has such a good handle. He dribbles so nice, and then he just gets to his spots and knocks them down. Like he's such a good spark plug.
No, he is. There's like a confidence. Like, do you feel like when he has the ball, if he's taking a step back, most of the shots he takes, I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Even if he like over dribbles a little bit, like, I'm sorry, I feel like he's just gonna knock him down like more often than not. There's a confidence I have when watching him when he has the ball.
Yeah, like I feel like it's fair to say that the point guard experiment failed, but as a spark plug off the bench, just to score when like maybe the first unit can buy a bucket, he's such a good option to bring off the bench because he's gonna create his own offense. He doesn't need to like be fed buckets. He can create his own offense and he can knock those shots down. Like he is a top shot maker, and I feel like you need that on a team, and he's so good at those. Even when he isn't in rhythm, he hasn't played basically since the trade deadline. He hasn't played real minutes, and today he played some real minutes, and you see what he does. He scored like 23 on really good efficiency. You see what he does, what he could do. You see what the potential is, I guess.
I love how you brought up like how long he hasn't played for, like any real minutes. Like that's the crazy thing, and why, yeah, like you said, he can be that spark plug, because the fact he just came into a game, and like that's the thing as well. I just want to reiterate, like the Pistons had no flow when he checked in. They were down by like 5 or 6 points. Pelicans couldn't miss. Pistons were like turning it over. Just had no flow offensively, and then Marcus Sasser comes in and just like hits. I want to say he hit a 3, and then I think he got a really tough M1, and just from there, like finishes 6 of 9, 20 points in 26 minutes. Somehow got 5 free throws, so got to the line little bit. Like just being able to stay ready like that and come in that's extremely hard to do. That doesn't matter who you're playing in the NBA. Like
Yeah,
coming in and
like
literally.
that's
So
a
great
mindset.
shout.
You need an elite mindset for that.
Definitely. No, and that's why it's like whenever he's got the ball, I'm just like, jack it up. Especially if the Pistons are struggling to get a bucket.
Yeah,
Like,
just shoot.
just shoot. Like, you can get a pretty good shot off. His step back is one of like the best looking in the game. I'd have to look at the numbers on it, but like it just feels like more often than not, I'm cool with him taking any shot, especially from like 3-point line or in mid range.
Yeah.
But he was awesome. Anywhere else? Any other players you want to talk about?
Um,
We haven't spoken in a while, so just the team in general.
yeah, it's been a minute. I wanna yeah, I had some takes. I had some delusional takes. I had some insane takes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'm still standing on all that. Since during the win streak, I would have said some crazy shit.
Like
But
positive ones. Oh,
no, I would have said we're winning 50 games. But I'm not sure if I'm still standing on that.
but they
I
can
don't
still win 50 if they don't lose a game.
think it's
Win
still
10
win
in a
50,
row.
but like I don't. At this point, I don't even want to win 10 in a row anymore. I want to play the Knicks in the playoffs. I feel I've been thinking about it recently, and I just want the Knicks in the playoffs. Like Pacers would be cool, but we're gonna get our ass
It-
whooped by the Pacers. It's gonna be bad. I'm not. The
well,
Bucks are whooping our ass too, but the Pacers it's gonna hurt a lot more against the Pacers because they're gonna rub it in your face, and I don't want to see that.
well, I think honestly, it's the way things are trending. So the Pistons are tied on wins. I'll just give everyone a quick standings update and then we'll talk about the playoffs because I like that you brought this up. So right now, the Knicks, it feels like, have got the 3 seed, even with their struggles. So at 4, the Pacers are 41 and 29. Then you have the Bucks are 40 and 30. And then our Pistons are 6 at 40 and 32. So there's a game separating each of them. The Pistons have played 2 more games than the Bucks, even though they're tied on wins. So I kind of am with you. I think the way things are feeling, like the games, like the Pistons just losing to the Wizards and Mavs, like they win those 2 games, they're probably at the 4 seed now.
Yeah,
So it just feels like the way fate is trending and everything, and some of the games they've dropped, they should have won.
yeah. The
Feels like we
basketball
are
gods
just gonna,
want us to
it,
play the Knicks
yeah, it
because
feels like we're
if,
just going to get Knicks Pistons.
if
Yeah.
if you look at what the Pacers been doing in their games, the basketball gods want them to win games. I don't know what's going
Oh,
on over there in their games. They won like
man.
4 buzzer beaters, OT games in a row. I don't know what's going on over
Even
there.
like I was watching the Nets Pacers game a couple of days ago, and the Nets were up by like 6 with 30 seconds to go or 5.
They have some
And they're
voodoo
just
magic.
like,
They got some voodoo magic over there.
I
I
know.
don't want I
And I
don't
was
want
like, and the
no part of
Nets
that.
literally, but I think they won. It went to overtime, and then obviously the
Yeah.
Pacers won. But I was like, the Nets are just like didn't even look like they cared. They ran some of the worst. Like I reckon that like they're trying to tank. They don't want to win. But I was like, are they just trying to gift this game to the Pacers with some of their shots and just the
Yeah,
anyway, this
no.
isn't a Pacers podcast, but I was just I'm with you. Like it's just like what is going on? The way fate's trending now, I think we're getting Knicks Pistons.
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
that's
like
what's happening.
I'm also pretty happy because I feel like we have the best chance against the Knicks, especially since Jalen Brunson's still hurt. He's gonna be hurt when the playoffs start. So the best chance is against the Knicks. You just want to win a playoff game. The last time the Pistons won a playoff game, I was like 2 years old. I was like one and a half.
Mate,
Like
it's
when was
crazy.
that? When did the Pistons last
I,
win a playoff game? In '08, right?
might be '09. Well, it's
Oh, not
'08 or '09, but
yeah. Like I was born in '06. Like I
making
was,
me feel old.
I
But
was,
yeah,
I was barely walking. I was barely talking the last time the Pistons won a playoff game.
it's actually crazy. It's like the fact it's gone on this long is
Like
crazy.
that's
I think it's
insane.
just crazy though that they're actually going to be in the playoffs and could. I think they're going to win a playoff game.
Yeah,
They have
I would be
to.
so surprised if they get swept because you just have to win one, right? Like I can't even
They
imagine
will.
it.
They will. I think
Yeah.
even like the most pessimistic Pistons fans would say they're going to win a game, at least one. They've
Yeah.
been too good. They've like, I think like the thing that gives me faith is they've had number one or maybe number two ranked defense now for literally probably half the season for nearly 40 games. So
Yeah,
I
since the
think
start
they
of the
will
year.
win. Yeah, I think they will just based off their defense, like they will win a playoff game. Like I think the
Yeah.
defense is that good. Offense scares me a bit in the playoffs because I feel like we're seeing it a little bit now where teams just aren't guarding Ron. They're not guarding Asar. They're starting to really pack the paint. Malik Beasley's getting a lot more attention now. So I think teams will figure that out very quick. And the offense scares me a bit in the playoffs, but I think just how good their defense has been, like, I think they win at least a game off that. I think they win more, but just for those who are even like nervous, like, I think they can get a game just based off how good their defense has
Yeah.
been.
The defense is legit. The defense is
Yeah.
really, really legit. It's not some late season like late season flunky defense.
Yeah.
They've been doing it since basically the second month of the season. Since
Yeah.
Asar like kinda got back in the starting lineup, since he recovered,
Exactly.
the defense has leveled up insanely, and that's gonna translate to a playoff setting. So I feel like the minimum we're definitely winning one game because if you have Kate Cunningham on your team with a good defense, I feel like you are going to win one game.
Yeah.
At least you're not gonna get swept. And even if we get swept, man, ask anyone at the start of the season, they're gonna take a sweep in the first round.
It's crazy. I honestly think if you said to someone, yeah, we're making the playoffs, they probably would have thought we've like snuck into the 10th seed with like 33 wins and then somehow upsetted it to get to the playoff. Like the fact
Yeah,
we're going to be in the 6th seed, maybe the 5th is just crazy. And they're going to win more than 41 games. Definitely. Probably win more than 44, which is their highest since like '08. It's crazy.
yeah, it's insane.
What time did you say it was for you? Is it?
It's 11:40 p.m. right now, so
Got you.
it's early. It's an early tip off. It's great for me. I think that's the last early tip off of the season. I'm not gonna check.
Yeah. I think you're right. Oh, maybe there's one more Sunday. Like, so it's Sunday for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
You're just
Sunday.
like, I think they do have one more early tip off because I was looking at the schedule the other week.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
they might have one more. I'm not sure. Um, but the early games are nice. For the playoffs, I might, the sleep schedule might have to be restructured a little bit to get the playoff games in. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I feel like
It,
you might actually get in one of the so the Sunday games are the ones that are always early.
yeah, Sunday
So,
Sunday games are the early ones.
so I think that you could get lucky though if the Pistons. I feel like sometimes the playoffs they try to space them out so they're all back to back.
Yeah, yeah.
So you might get an early playoff game or two, especially if it
I'm
goes
not
across
I'm
the.
not gonna complain. If I don't gotta get up at 3 a.m. on a school day to watch some playoff basketball, I'm not gonna complain, man.
Oh man, what do you? So those nights you do stay up late and then you have school. Like, are you getting like a Red Bull in the morning? Do you drink coffee, or do you just go in and you're just tired? There's nothing to fix it.
Yo, I'm 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 a crippling addict to Coca-Cola. I
Oh
drink
God.
so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
caffeine is bad. Like I got a bottle right here. I be drinking way too much of that.
Really? Is it just a normal Coke,
No,
Coca-Cola? Like,
I be drinking yo, wait, I need to look what the English name is so I don't forget it.
what's it called?
Yeah, I need to look what the English
Oh,
name is.
okay.
So
Well, I agree with while you're doing that. I agree with YouTube user. John is the real deal Pistons fan. Europe is the worst time
it's
zone for
so
watching
bad. I
NBA.
hate it.
It is like I think we got Pistons Turkey. I wonder if he's in here. I think he's on a similar time zone to you where he's like up at like
Yeah, his
3 in the morning or something or 2 in the
no,
morning.
no, Turkey is gonna be even worse because they're like 2 hours ahead of me.
Oh
So
wow, yeah.
so even
Because
Sunday games are gonna be like 12 start for him.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's crazy. Because I think I've told you this before. I tried to follow like the Premier League or like soccer a few years ago,
yeah,
and I was just like, I think for how it is for you at the Pistons and how it is for me, like games would start at
yeah,
like 2 a.m. I'm just like,
yeah,
I can't do this. So you're dedicated. I don't know how you even keep up with stuff.
yeah. I feel like the NBA is like easier to keep up because it's such a the league is so big online that
Yeah,
it's kind of different because like other sports, like I just follow soccer as a other sport,
yeah.
and there is more leagues, so the leagues are more split up, so everything is way smaller online.
Well, I think, do you feel like as well with soccer, it's like it's a sport you really have to watch live? Like if like I feel like with basketball, you can go back and watch the highlights, the 10-minute highlights, and you're like, all right, sweet, I'm up to date. And then it's like there's so many games as well. Whereas I feel like with soccer, it's like I'm not gonna watch the highlights. I feel like unless they
Yeah,
kick like 4 goals, like unless
yeah. Now highlights are way worse for
yeah,
soccer. Like soccer, if you're gonna watch the full match is so much better than highlights. It's
yeah,
such a better experience because basketball is really a highlight sport. It's made for highlights. It's made for like the high energy um like moments, and like other sports like soccer is like really boring for a lot of the time.
yeah,
Soccer, you get through the boring parts for those short moments of tension.
yeah. It's crazy. No, like I definitely know what you mean. That's why I was like, I'm gonna try to get into this, but I was like, I actually cannot watch these
Yeah,
games live. And I'm like, if I'm not watching it live, I'm like, there's no point. I just didn't get
yeah,
enough out of it.
that's why I can watch the NBA at night because like I'm not gonna get bored. There's gonna be dopamine. My dopamine receptors are gonna go off because it's like, whoa, crazy dunk, and then it's another crazy play.
Oh
So
man.
my focus is there. Yeah,
Well, to wrap this up, John, I want to ask you, how many wins do you think the Pistons finish with?
yeah. How many games are left? I'm not
There's
sure.
10 games left. I could briefly give you a summary of who they've got to play. They
Don't
play
care. We're winning all of them.
they got. I'll quickly just to help you. They
Yeah,
play the
yeah.
Bucks twice. They got the Cavs. They play OKC, the Timberwolves. They have the Spurs. Who else do they
Oh,
have?
really bad, huh? It's really that bad.
So there's a couple. There is some tough games in there. That's why the
Yeah,
Wizards lost and the Dallas loss were tough. But 7 of
yeah,
10 of them are at home.
yeah. Cavs are trash. In the moment anyway. Lost 4 in a row. They only won against the Jazz. That don't count. We're winning easy. The Thunder, yeah. If they don't cheat again with the if K doesn't get ejected for nothing again, we're winning that. The Timberwolves, yeah, yeah. Like they're on a crazy winning streak. Julius Randle bought in, which is crazy, but they're
Oh,
frauds, man. We're beating them easy. We're winning every single game, man. We're going 16-0 in the playoffs. It's that easy.
So we're gonna get 50 wins then, according to you. We're winning these last 10. We're getting 50 dubs, 50
Yeah.
and 33. My guess, my predictions they win 46.
Yo,
That's what
if
which would be crazy.
46, that's like double the over under at the start of the season.
Yeah, true. Because what was it? It was like 23 and a half or something, was
Yeah,
it?
23, 24 and a half, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's wild. I didn't even think of that.
Like it's an
Oh,
insane turnaround.
it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
Like, we are almost definitely going to win 3 times as many games as last year.
Yeah, because that'd be what, 42 or something?
42.
That's wild.
Like that's
Great.
insane.
That's insane. Yeah, like
I'm
no one would
last
believe that.
last year last year the Pistons basketball was basically meaningless in December, but really meaningless after the trade deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Like we had the Malachi Flynn 50 piece, which was pure cinema.
Oh, he's just good. I think that was like this time last year, end of March,
Yeah,
early April.
because It's March, April. It's fake basketball. It's the Jalen Green month. There's nothing real happening here.
Oh, as Nuggy says, last year I had to watch basketball in shame. I
Yeah, we don't
remember
talk
that,
about last year. It's fiction.
like that's how the last 2 seasons, obviously last year, the last 2 seasons were the only Piston seasons I've ever watched where I was like genuinely happy and relieved after the final game because I knew now it's like, okay, I'm not because I'm like have to watch every game that I can. Like if there's a game on, I can't not watch it. Doesn't matter who's playing. And it's like so when those last 2 seasons were over, I'm like, sweet, no more time watching this. Like it's
Yeah,
done.
I feel like I got, last season was my first one watching, so it wasn't even that bad for me
Yeah.
because I just started in the mud. It didn't I didn't even start anywhere. The first full game I remember, the first full game I watched, where I watched the whole game, not just like the first half or the fourth quarter, was the overtime loss against the Celtics
Oh
in
yeah.
like December last year. That was the first ever full game I watched. I remember that
Really?
because it was heartbreaking, man.
Oh, that was crazy. I don't
I like
actually
I
think I
feel like
watched that game live, but that was wild, that game.
I feel like that loss made me like way more invested because I watched the full game, man. I was there for the most heartbreaking loss I've ever seen. Where I'm saying we got robbed. Kate blocked that ball. He didn't goaltend. I'm still not over that call. Um, but because it was so heartbreaking, I felt like I was way too invested in this team to ever quit now. So I was just way too deep.
No, that's I'm like that over 12 years. I'm in too deep. I could never change teams. Like that's why I feel like last year, like even though that was your first season watching, like it actually, like I feel like I'm saying this confidently. It actually can never get any worse than that. So as a fan, I'll always nothing will ever be as bad as what last year was. Like it just can't be. It actually just can't be. Like because they were trying, the intentions were to win games last year.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the bad
like,
part. We were
and
trying to be better, and they
yeah,
got worse.
they had no crucial injuries because the season before where they won 17, Kate missed
Yeah, Kate was
17.
out the whole season.
And that was just like, okay, it's a Wemby draft. Like, I think all Pistons fans, we wanted Kate to play, but we're like, Wemby, we're going to get Wemby. And then obviously we know what happened there. But last season was just like, man, that's just,
Oh,
they're trying to
I'm,
win. It was horrible.
I'm so happy I don't have to watch the lottery this year. I'm so happy.
Yeah. I know.
Like
I don't care about the
I watched the
draft.
lottery once in my life last year, and man, when they put out that Pistons sign, I had enough, man.
Oh, dude.
I
It
got
was
They
the
put the
past
Pistons
two.
sign, and 30 seconds later, I got laughing emoji text on my phone. It was horrible.
It was so bad. I mean, I didn't last year. Yeah, it was just those last two drafts where we got pick 5 in both after having the worst record by a lot was just like, oh my God. Those were the moments where I was like, maybe we are just doomed forever. Like, doesn't matter what happens. Like, it's just that's the Pistons are just,
Yeah, but
like,
thankfully we
yeah.
drafted the savior of basketball, Ron Holland, so everything ended good. I'm happy.
That's
Didn't
a
didn't want
great
the
way
number
to
one
end
pick
it.
anyway.
A lot of people did have him as number 1 pick
Yeah,
because he's
like
just got
early
the
in the
most.
season,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he shot absolutely terrible. So like in the G League, and like
Yeah, he was like,
his shot form doesn't even look that bad. They just never go in.
yeah. Is that well? They did. He got one tonight, but I know what you mean. It's like that's what gives you hope. Like Asar's jumper's improved. Like the way it looks has improved since his rookie season, but there's still something about it to me that's just not.
It's
It
still
doesn't
not
have
the
a.
good jumper.
It doesn't have like a natural flow to it. Like it's very like you can tell it's clearly in a stage work in progress stage, even if it looks better. Whereas Ron at least has like a natural flow to his jumper. Like it's just like it just doesn't go in enough yet.
Yeah, with SR, I'm surprised when it goes in, and with Run, I'm just like I'm not surprised if it goes in with Run, but I'm surprised when it goes in with SR because
Yeah.
I feel like Run also takes them a lot more confidently.
Yeah.
When
Oh
Asar
no,
when Asar takes a three, I'm happy already.
no, absolutely. Well, I will say he did make a couple as well.
Yeah, he
In the
made one
past
against
4
Wizards. I
games.
know. I watched Asar make a three, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
No, and I think he made one the next game against OKC as well. It's crazy. But look, John,
Yeah, I
we're
took up
pretty
way
much.
too much of your time.
No,
I,
not at all. Not at all, my man. This game's just at a weird time for me. It's only like 10 a.m. in the morning, so I've got to wrap this one up soon. But you
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
taken up my time, my man. I'm always love having you on. Is there any other final thoughts or crazy takes or anything you want to say before we wrap
I need
this one up?
everyone to like the stream right now. Go like the stream. Show some love to my man Jack. Also, I gotta think of an insane take to make. Um,
You don't need to make one if you don't
no,
have
no,
one.
I got some. Wait, let me look at my notes. I got some crazy.
Have you actually got notes written down?
I got some.
That's crazy. That's
I got
so
some crazy
good.
takes. Um, we're we're a top three seed next year. I don't care. That's my take for today. Top three seed next year.
I
We're
love it.
Yeah, no, that's delusional enough. I'm not gonna
I
make
don't,
it even more. We're
I
a top
don't
three
think
seed.
that's delusional,
We're
but I
a
love it.
top three seed next year. We're gonna be better than the Knicks. We're not gonna be better than those other two, but we're gonna be better than the Knicks. Yeah, that's my take for today.
I love it. I love it, brother. Well, you enjoy your night. Enjoy
We're
that Coca-Cola. I hope you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
get to
thank you.
sleep at some point.
We're beating the Magic in the playoffs next year.
Wow. I was going to
That's
say
the
this
take.
season, I don't even think the Magic are making the playoffs.
Now they're like the 7th seed. They're like the 8th seed.
Yeah, no, they will.
But that's
They'll
because the
have
playing is fake, man. They don't win any games there.
the Pistons. We just bypass the play and we don't do the playing.
Yeah, like we're not the Atlanta Hawks. We're not the Bulls. We're not the Heat. Like
No, we just
those three are the play, and we're above them. I want to beat up the Magic next year because I hate the Magic. It's just personal. I really, really hate the Magic. So top three seed next year. We're sweeping the Magic next year as a free seed in the playoffs. That's my take for today.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm sure you'll be back soon when you can make
Yeah.
it work.
Mhm.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Catch you, man.
Goodbye.
Bye. What a stream, guys. That's been a heap of fun. I'm just going to quickly go through some questions here, but thank you to Maddie joining us from LCA, Tom joining us in the morning from South Korea, and then John from Switzerland joining us late at night. Yeah, how good is that? And then obviously I'm in Australia, so 4 different countries, all chatting Pistons hoops. That's literally what it's all about. So let's go through some comments here. Detroit pissed me off. Wow, Sasser and Holland pushed us over for the W tonight. I've been wanting to see Holland in extended minutes for a while, and he made the most of it. 26.6 assists, 5 rebounds. Incredible. Well said, my friend. Well said. We've had plenty of Ron chatter, but he was awesome tonight, and so was Sass. Detroit pissing me off. Again, who do you think will end up Cade's second option long term? I'd rank them Ivy, Holland, Duran, Asar. Maybe they can do it collectively like they're going to work. Pistons. Future is bright. First of all, future is bright. Well said. I think the most likely outcome is still Ivy, just because we've seen him do it. I think even in college, like I think Ivy just even as a rookie, he averaged like 15, 16. Last season, it was like 15, 16 off the bench dealing with all that stuff. Then this season, I think he ended up around 18, but I think he's the most likely second option. He's the most refined offensively out of all those guys. But if I had to pick someone else apart from JI, it's probably Ron. Probably is. JD's probably a guy that's more likely, but I'm just not sure. He's like I could just see Ron probably more likely hitting that. Asar, I think, is probably right to have last, but I think he can make up for it as a facilitator and doing stuff in transition as well. And there is, like we were saying, Asar does kind of still have the second highest ceiling on this team because of the athletic traits, the defensive stuff, and then he's flashed a lot of offensive potential. But great question. But I agree with you. It's Ivy, Holland. I probably have the same order. So thanks for the question, my friend. Detroit Basket Talk. Lifetime Pistons fan joining the Pistons community on here. Need more people to talk Pistons this. Well, you've come to the right spot, my friend. If you ever want to come up here and chat Pistons, shoot me a DM. We'll get you up here like we have with Tom, Maddie, and John today. Streams normally go for an hour to an hour and a half. So we'll always fit everyone in. We've never not said no to anyone. I never would do that. But the streams only go for an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how many people we have. So if you want to come up, talk Pistons hoops, shoot me a DM and we'll organize a time and a game to get you on up. Carib 9408. Now I'm not sure who to choose between Ron and Ivy. Honestly, lean towards Ron. I don't think there needs to be a decision between those two. I think the only decision that will need to be made between Ron, Ivy, Duran, and Asar, it will only need to be a decision made because they won't be able to afford to keep all four. If they all hit, like, not even if they all hit their absolute max potential, if they just get to starter level players, it's going to be very hard to pay all four of those guys. So I think, unfortunately, the likelihood is that they probably pick 2 or 3 of those 4, and it's just a financial thing. And that's just the way the NBA works because you can't have teams stacking all this talent. But I don't think you have to choose between Ron and Ivy, personally. I think JI, as much as I love Ron, is still the proof is there, but Ron probably has the higher ceiling just because of his height and some of the things we've seen. So, but it's a valid thing to bring up. Devin, shout out to Devin. Watching the stream at work, man. I don't care. Got to support the group. You're a legend, Devin. Appreciate you and all your support, man. Hopefully get you up here on a fan react soon, but thank you for watching the stream and supporting. Mark, appreciate you and the donation, my man. 40 wins is an absolutely amazing achievement considering where we have come from. So proud and we deserve it. Also, Mark, if you're still watching, how good was that Saints win in the AFL? For those that don't know, that's just football league down here. Our team, me and Mark, both go for the Pistons. We both go for the Saints. And the Saints in round 1 had a horrible loss and things are looking bleak, but they just had a great win a couple of days ago. So I know Mark will be buzzing from that. So thank you, Mark, for your support. And absolutely, 40 wins is a massive achievement, massive milestone. Like, just incredible. Like John said, they're going to triple their win total from last season, not double, triple. It's ridiculous. And JWell, why are Asar only playing 9 minutes today? Foul trouble, and then Ron was playing really well, and that's pretty much all it is. So he took himself out of the game, though, to be honest, and then Ron was awesome. We'll wrap it up here. Lucas, I was at the game today. It was crazy how dead the crowd was for the first 3 quarters. We finally got some energy after the Ron Holland dunk at the end of the third. Yep, that great call from you, Lucas. I think that was a turning point. That was just after Sass had like his 6-0 run by himself where he had just scored 6 in a row. Then Ron started to click, and yeah, that was the turning point. So shout out to you for getting down to the game, Lucas. Awesome to see people supporting the team like that. I think the crowds are just going to get better and better. It was very loud when I was there. I know games like this Pelicans one and the Wizards the other week, probably going to be hard to sell those out with the opposing team. But yeah, shout out to you, Lucas. There was one other comment I wanted to get to because it was very kind. I love this from Bobby. Ron at 5 starting to look like a steal. Man, he's looking awesome. You can see why so many people he was the number 1 pick coming into that draft class, and why still some had him as the number 1. But yeah, just that's the Ron Holland game, but I don't want it to get lost how good Marcus Sasser was as well, because they definitely do not win without him. I think that's going to do it, guys. I unfortunately can't find this comment, but awesome stream today. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube. Obviously, thank you to Maddie, Tom, and John for joining the stream and making the time. And thank you to all of you in the chat for just providing awesome commentary, funny stuff, and some great questions. I appreciate you all tuning in on your Sunday afternoon or Monday morning or Sunday night if you're in Europe. So shout out to you. But we'll be back for Tuesday's game against the Spurs, and hopefully it's another dub. But until then, as always, go Pistons.